Have you ever felt like you're wearing a mask? Not a physical one, but a psychological one. A mask that you've been wearing for so long, you've almost forgotten it's there. It's the mask of the good employee, the supportive friend, the perfect partner, the dutiful child. It's the version of you that is polite, agreeable, and socially acceptable. It's the you that gets the likes, the promotions, and the pats on the back. But it's not the real you, is it? And late at night, in the quiet moments when the performance is over, you can feel it. A quiet, gnawing emptiness. A sense that you are a stranger in your own life. A feeling that if anyone saw what was really behind the mask, they would run screaming. Therefore, you are not just living a lie. You are living in a state of profound and terrifying loneliness. The loneliness of not even being known by yourself. This isn't just a feeling. This is the central crisis of modern human existence. And the great Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung dedicated his entire life to understanding it. He called that mask the persona. And he said that the greatest danger in life is not failure or heartbreak or death. It is the danger of mistaking the mask for your actual face. It is the danger of becoming so identified with the role you are playing that you forget who you are without it. And most of us, without even realizing it, have fallen into this trap. We have become professional actors in the play of our own lives, and we have forgotten that we are also the author, the director, and the audience. But if the persona is the mask, then what is behind it? What are we so desperately trying to hide? Jung had a name for that too. He called it the shadow. The shadow is everything about ourselves that we have repressed, denied, and disowned. It is all the parts of us that we have deemed unacceptable, unworthy, or bad. It is our anger, our envy, our greed, our sexuality, our vulnerability, our weakness, our shame. It is the dark, messy, chaotic, and untamed wilderness of our own psyche. And we have been taught from our very first breath to fear it, to lock it away, to pretend it doesn't exist. We are told to be positive, to look on the bright side, to get over it. We are sold a toxic culture of relentless positivity that tells us that any negative emotion is a sign of failure. But Jung had a revolutionary and frankly dangerous idea. He said that the shadow is not our enemy. It is not something to be vanquished. In fact, he said that the shadow is the very source of our creativity, our vitality, our authenticity, and our power. He said, the gold is in the dark. And he believed that the true purpose of life, the great work, the magnum opus, is not to destroy the shadow, but to integrate it, to bring the darkness into the light, to become whole. This is a terrifying proposition, because it means we have to stop running. We have to turn around and face the very things we have spent our entire lives trying to avoid. We have to be willing to look into the abyss of our own being. But here's the promise, the one that makes the terror worthwhile. On the other side of that fear is not destruction. It is liberation. It is the freedom to finally, for the first time, be who you truly are, without apology, without shame, without a mask. It is the journey from being a character to being a soul. And that journey, my friend, is the only one that truly matters. So how do we do it? How do we begin this sacred, terrifying, and ultimately life-changing process of integrating the shadow? How do we take off the mask without our face falling off with it? This is not a simple 5-step process. This is the work of a lifetime, but it begins with a single, courageous choice. The choice to be honest with yourself. It begins with the practice of radical self-observation. You have to become a detective in your own psyche. You have to start paying attention to the clues that your shadow is leaving for you. And the biggest clue of all is projection. Projection is when you see in others what you cannot or will not see in yourself. That person at work who you find unbearably arrogant, perhaps they are mirroring a part of you that is secretly proud of your own accomplishments, but that you have been taught to hide under a mask of false humility. That friend whose vulnerability makes you cringe, perhaps they are reflecting your own deep-seated and disowned need for connection and support. That public figure whose greed and selfishness enrages you, perhaps they are activating your own repressed desires for more, for better, for a life that is not so constrained by self-denial. Jung said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves." Your triggers are not random. They are a roadmap. They are a treasure map, pointing you directly to the buried gold in your own shadow. The people who piss you off the most are not your enemies. They are your greatest teachers. They are mirrors, showing you the parts of yourself that are begging to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be integrated. So, the next time you feel that surge of judgment, that flash of irritation, that wave of righteous indignation, I want you to try something different. Instead of immediately pointing the finger outward, I want you to pause, to take a breath, and to ask yourself a terrifying question. What is this in me? Where in my own life am I being arrogant? Where am I suppressing my own vulnerability? Where am I denying my own desires? This is not about blaming yourself. It is about taking responsibility for your own psychological reality. It is about withdrawing your projections from the world and bringing that energy back home, back to yourself. This is the first and most crucial step in owning your shadow. But observation is not enough. To truly integrate the shadow, you have to be willing to feel it. This is where most of us check out. We are terrified of our own negative emotions. We will do anything to avoid feeling our anger, our sadness, our fear, our shame. We will numb ourselves with food, with alcohol, with work, with endless scrolling. We have become a culture of emotional anorexics, starving ourselves of the very feelings that are trying to heal us. Jung believed that emotions are not the enemy. They are energy. They are pure, raw, life force. And when we repress them, that energy doesn't just disappear. It gets stuck. It festers. It turns toxic. It becomes the anxiety that hums beneath the surface of our lives. It becomes the depression that drains our will to live. It becomes the chronic illnesses that mysteriously appear in our bodies. The only way out is through. You have to be willing to create a safe space within yourself, to feel what you are feeling, without judgment, without shame, without trying to fix it or get rid of it. You have to learn to be the compassionate witness to your own inner world. This is a practice. It's like building a muscle. You can start small. The next time you feel a wave of anger, instead of immediately reacting or suppressing it, just find a quiet place, close your eyes, and allow yourself to feel it in your body. Where is it? In your chest? Your stomach? Your fists? What does it feel like? Is it hot? Is it sharp? Is it buzzing? Just be with it. Breathe into it. Give it space. You are not the anger. You are the awareness that is holding the anger. And in that space, in that compassionate holding, the energy can begin to move. It can begin to release. It can begin to transform. This is the alchemical process that Jung was so fascinated by. It is the process of turning the lead of our repressed emotions into the gold of our authentic power. It is the process of becoming whole. But it is not a journey you can take alone. Because the shadow does not exist in a vacuum. It is part of a much larger and much more mysterious psychological landscape. And to truly understand ourselves, we have to be willing to explore that landscape. We have to be willing to venture into the realm of the unconscious, the world of dreams, of symbols, of archetypes. And that is where the real adventure begins. If the persona is the mask you show the world, and the shadow is what you hide, then the self is what you truly are. It is the totality of your psyche, the harmonious fusion of your conscious and unconscious, your light and your dark. It is the you that exists beyond all the layers, all the masks, all the conditioning. And according to Jung, the entire purpose of life, the great work of individuation, is to discover and to live from this place of the self. But here's the catch. The self does not reveal itself to those who are not willing to do the work. It does not just appear one day in a magical epiphany. You have to seek it. And the quest for the self is a journey inward, a deep dive into the vast, mysterious ocean of the unconscious. If you've made it this far, perhaps your soul is searching for more. Start your journey today and visit our growing library of transformative ebooks and audiobooks at wisedaily.org. The link is in the pinned comment below. Become the person you are meant to be and awaken your transformation today. And the greatest obstacle on this journey is fear. The fear of losing the identity you have so carefully constructed. The fear of realizing that many of your life choices were not truly yours, but were made to please others, to fit in, to be safe. The fear of facing the parts of yourself that you have denied for so long. This fear is why most people never find their true self. They spend their entire lives clinging to the persona, polishing the mask, all while their shadow runs the show from behind the scenes, sabotaging their relationships, their careers, and their chances for genuine happiness. They are living on the surface of their own lives, terrified of the depths that lie beneath. But when you begin to do the work, when you start to integrate your shadow and question your persona, something incredible starts to happen. You begin to feel a sense of freedom you have never known. You realize you no longer need to pretend. You no longer need to please everyone. You start making decisions that are aligned with your own soul, not with the expectations of others. And the most interesting part, the closer you get to yourself, the more your life begins to make sense. The anxieties and frustrations that once seemed so random begin to reveal their roots. You see the repeating patterns in your relationships. You understand why certain situations trigger you so intensely. You realize that all along there was a part of you, your true self, trying to guide you, trying to show you the way, but you were too busy trying to be good to listen. But there's another layer to this, because your unconscious is not just a personal basement filled with your own repressed stuff. Jung made a groundbreaking discovery. He realized that beneath our personal unconscious, there is a deeper, more ancient layer that is shared by all of humanity. He called it the collective unconscious. And it is from this collective unconscious that archetypes emerge. Archetypes are universal, primordial patterns of thought, behavior, and emotion. They are the psychic DNA of the human species. They appear in our myths, our fairy tales, our religions, and most importantly, in our own dreams and behaviors. The hero, the wise old man, the great mother, the trickster, the rebel, the lover, these are not just characters in stories. They are living energies within your own psyche, and you do not choose which archetypes influence you. They operate within you, whether you are aware of it or not. For example, if the hero archetype is strong in you, You will be driven to face challenges, to overcome obstacles, to seek transformation. But if you are only identified with the hero, you may become a workaholic, a perfectionist, someone who is unable to accept their own weakness or vulnerability. If the caregiver archetype is dominant, you may be a wonderfully empathetic and supportive person. But if you are over-identified with it, you may spend your entire life putting everyone else's needs before your own, leading to burnout, resentment, and a complete loss of self. The key is not to get rid of the archetypes, but to become conscious of them, to see which ones are running the show in your life, to understand their light and their shadow aspects, and to begin to consciously cultivate the ones that you need to bring more balance and wholeness to your life. If you are always the hero, maybe you need to cultivate the lover, the part of you that knows how to rest, to play, to enjoy the simple pleasures of life. If you are always the caregiver, maybe you need to activate the rebel, the part of you that knows how to set boundaries and say, no. This is the art of living a conscious life. It is the art of becoming the conductor of your own inner orchestra, rather than being a slave to a single dominant instrument. It is the art of understanding that you are not just one thing. You are a multitude. You contain all of it, the light and the dark, the masculine and the feminine, the hero and the villain, the saint and the sinner. And true freedom, true wholeness, is the ability to hold all of it, to embrace all of it, to dance with all of it, without shame, without fear, without a mask. This is the promise of Jung's work. It is the promise of a life that is not just lived, but is fully, gloriously, and authentically inhabited. A life of the self. Let's make this even more concrete. How do you actually start a conversation with your unconscious? How do you access the wisdom of the archetypes? Jung gave us a powerful and practical tool: dream analysis. He believed that dreams are not just random neural firings. They are direct, unfiltered messages from the unconscious. They are letters from your true self, written in a language of symbols and metaphors. And learning to read that language is one of the most powerful skills you can ever develop. Your dreams are a personalized mythology, a nightly drama where the characters are all different aspects of you, the monster chasing you. That's likely a part of your shadow that you are running from. The wise old woman who gives you a mysterious gift. That could be your own inner wisdom, your intuition, trying to offer you guidance. The house you find yourself in, with its hidden rooms and secret passages. That is a map of your own psyche, with its conscious and unconscious levels. To start working with your dreams, you don't need to be an expert. You just need a notebook and a sense of curiosity. Keep a dream journal by your bed. The moment you wake up, before you even get out of bed, write down everything you can remember. Don't try to interpret it yet. Just get it down. The images, the feelings, the characters, the plot. Then, later in the day, you can start to work with it. Ask yourself questions. What does this symbol mean to me? A snake might be a symbol of evil for one person, but a symbol of healing and transformation for another. There are no universal dictionaries. Your unconscious speaks in your own, unique symbolic language. Think about the dream as a story. What is the central conflict? What is the main character you trying to achieve? What are the obstacles? And most importantly, what is the feeling tone of the dream? Is it fear, joy, confusion? The emotion is often the most direct message. A recurring nightmare is not a curse. It is a very loud, very insistent message from your unconscious that there is something you are not looking at in your waking life. Your psyche is literally screaming at you to pay attention. Another powerful tool is active imagination. This is a form of waking dream, a conscious dialogue with the figures of your unconscious. You find a quiet place, you get into a relaxed state, and you invite a character from a dream or a feeling in your body to appear. And then you talk to it. You ask it questions. Who are you? What do you want? What message do you have for me? And then you listen. You allow the images, the words, the feelings to arise without judgment. You are creating a bridge between your conscious ego and the vast, wise, and often terrifying world of the unconscious. You are becoming a shaman in your own soul. This is not easy work. It can be confusing. It can be disturbing. You may not like what you find. You may uncover parts of yourself that you find shameful or frightening. That is part of the process. The goal is not to find only light and love. The goal is to find what is true. And the truth is always a paradox. It is always a union of opposites. You are both strong and weak. You are both courageous and afraid. You are both divine and deeply, messily human. And the journey of individuation is the journey of learning to hold that tension, to live in the paradox, to be the bridge between the worlds. This is the path of the spiritual warrior. It is the path of the alchemist. It is the path of the artist of the soul. It is a path that requires immense courage, unwavering honesty, and a deep and abiding compassion for yourself. Because you are not just a mask. You are not just a shadow. You are a universe, a vast, complex, and magnificent universe. And the greatest adventure you will ever have is the adventure of exploring it, the adventure of coming home to yourself, the adventure of becoming who you were always meant to be, whole. Let's be clear. This journey is not about achieving a state of perfect, blissful enlightenment where you are free from all conflict and pain. That is a fantasy, a dangerous fantasy. The goal of individuation is not to eliminate the darkness, but to build a relationship with it. It's about becoming conscious enough and strong enough to hold the tension of the opposites within you without being torn apart. It's about learning to dance with your demons, not to exorcise them. Because your demons, your shadow aspects, are not actually demons. They are wounded gods. They are parts of your own divine nature that have been exiled and are now begging for your attention, for your love, for your acceptance. Your anger is not a sin. It is a sacred guardian of your boundaries. Your sadness is not a weakness. It is a testament to your capacity to love. Your fear is not a character flaw. It is a wise and ancient advisor, pointing you to the places where you need to grow. When you can start to see your shadow in this way, not as a collection of flaws to be fixed, but as a council of powerful, albeit wounded allies, everything changes. You stop fighting yourself. You start collaborating with yourself. This is the ultimate act of self-love. It is not about positive affirmations or bubble baths. It is the gritty, courageous, and often heartbreaking work of turning towards the parts of yourself that you have been taught to hate and offering them your unconditional presence. It is the work of saying to your inner monster, I see you, I hear you, I am not afraid of you, you are a part of me, and you are welcome here. When you can do that, you become unshakable, not because you are perfect, but because you are whole. You are no longer afraid of what others will think of you, because you are no longer afraid of what you will find within yourself. You are no longer a house divided against itself. You are a unified kingdom, and you are the sovereign, a sovereign who rules not by force, but by love. A love so fierce, so radical, so all-encompassing, that it can hold both the brightest light and the darkest shadow. and call them both by the same name, me. This is your birthright. This is your destiny. To be the hero of your own myth, to be the alchemist of your own soul, to be the creator of your own life. The journey is long. The path is not always clear, but you are not alone. You have the wisdom of the ages within you. You have the archetypes as your guides. You have your dreams as your map, and you have your own unbreakable spirit as your compass. All you have to do is take the first step, the step into the dark, the step into the unknown, the step back home to the magnificent, terrifying, and glorious truth of who you really are.